This creeping fog may be an early signal. Research links Alzheimer's and Parkinson's to gradual loss of brain cells, our neurons.
And a lot of the time, those signals look just like this.
Research suggests that by a formal Alzheimer's diagnosis, a significant 60 to 70% of neuronal changes may already have occurred.
Today, we're going to dive deep into what that fog really is.
This video is made for educational and informational purposes only.
You know that feeling, right? You walk into a room and just totally blank on why you're there, or you're trying to remember a name, you can see their face, but the name itself is just gone. It's that brain fog, that mental fatigue that so many of us feel. Well, today we're going to dive deep into what that fog really is, and more importantly, what we can do to clear it out.
And look, I get it. That's a question that can feel a little heavy. Maybe it's something you're noticing more now that you're in your 50s or 60s, or hey, maybe even younger. But this isn't about just getting older. It's really about learning to listen to what our brain is trying to tell us. And a lot of the time, those signals look just like this. That super frustrating memory fog that just clouds up your thinking, or a lack of focus that makes simple tasks feel like climbing a mountain. And of course, the classic struggle with names and appointments. If any of this is ringing a bell for you, trust me, you are not alone. These are really common early warning signs.
Now, it's so easy to just brush these things off as minor annoyances, but it's so important to understand what they could be pointing to.
This creeping fog may be an early signal. Research links Alzheimer's and Parkinson's to gradual loss of brain cells, our neurons. Persistent memory symptoms always warrant a consultation with a qualified neurologist. According to the Alzheimer's Association, over 6 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's right now, and that number is on track to nearly double in coming decades. Research suggests that by a formal Alzheimer's diagnosis, a significant 60 to 70% of neuronal changes may already have occurred.
So what does that tell us? It tells us that acting early, long before a diagnosis is even on the table, is literally the most powerful thing we can do. So, all right, how do you get ahead of the curve? Well, the very first step is to just get a better sense of your own cognitive health. And the good news is there are some really accessible tools out there that can help you figure out exactly where you stand right at this moment.
You can start right at home for free. A cognitive screening simply asks, do I feel more forgetful than others my age? These are a starting point.
The mini-cog test is a quick little exercise. They'll ask you to remember 3 random words, and then a few minutes later, draw a clock showing a specific time. And there's also the SAGE test from Ohio State, which you can find online. These are all great ways to just check in with yourself. Now, if you want to go a step further, a doctor can walk you through some professional options. And as you can see, they cover a pretty wide range. You've got the MoCA assessment, which is super low cost and really great for catching things early. Then you can get more comprehensive testing all the way up to advanced brain imaging and these new blood tests that are looking really promising. This just gives you a lay of the land.
Okay, I know all of that can feel a little intense, but here is where the entire story takes a turn for the better. The science is incredibly, overwhelmingly clear on this. Cognitive decline is not your destiny. A different, sharper future for your brain is absolutely possible. And the proof for this doesn't just come out of a sterile lab somewhere. It comes from these incredible, fascinating places around the world called blue zones. These are communities where people seem to defy the odds, living long, healthy lives with brains that stay sharp well into their 90s and beyond. This stuff is just amazing.
So what exactly are blue zones? Well, they're basically these geographic hotspots with the highest number of people living to 100, and they have incredibly low rates of diseases like dementia. We're talking about real places like Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, and there's even a community right in Loma Linda, California. They're like living, breathing laboratories for healthy aging. And their secret isn't some magic pill or expensive technology. It's a blueprint, and it's built on these 4 simple but really powerful pillars. First, their diet is almost entirely plant-based. Second, movement is just a natural part of their day, not a chore they have to schedule. Third, they build these incredibly tight-knit communities. And fourth, they have a strong sense of purpose.
All right, so let's take those powerful lessons and mash them up with modern science to build our very own brain revival toolkit. These are real, actionable things you can start doing, like today, to protect and even sharpen your mind.
And it all starts with your fuel. So on the brain-boosting side, think of your brain's best friends, antioxidant powerhouses, like blueberries, dark leafy greens, and spices like turmeric, and fermented foods for that gut-brain connection.
And then on the other side, well, the brain-harming foods are pretty much exactly who you would expect. Processed junk, fried foods, and tons of sugar. They all drive inflammation, which is public enemy #1 for your brain.
You can also support your diet with evidence-based supplements. Omega-3s are linked in research to neuronal flexibility and membrane health. Always consult your doctor first. Research explores Bacopa monnieri for memory and ashwagandha for stress relief, promising findings, but consult your doctor before use. Emerging research explores magnesium L-threonate and lion's mane for brain benefits. Findings are promising, but still preliminary.
But of course, you always want to chat with your doctor before starting any new supplement routine. Next up, movement. And listen, you do not have to go run a marathon. Something as simple as a 30-minute walk every day is fantastic. The benefits are real.
Harvard Medical School and UCLA studies link regular yoga practice to better focus, memory, and stress management. Yoga complements but does not replace medical care.
And what's awesome is that there is a flavor of yoga for absolutely everyone. Chair yoga is gentle and gives you lots of support. Restorative yoga is phenomenal for calming your whole nervous system down. And if you're a bit more active, a gentle vinyasa flow can be great for your heart. There really is a style for every single body. So let's zoom out and look at the whole picture, the whole shebang. A healthy brain isn't just about one thing. It's a total system. We've hit diet and movement, but just as important are things like good quality sleep, a strong sense of community, and managing your stress. Simple things like box breathing, where you just breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4, can make a huge difference.
Research, including The Lancet, links strong social engagement to a 30 to 40% lower dementia risk. Groups, volunteering, or shared meals all help.
Connection is literally a shield for your brain. So, if there's one message I really want you to take home today, it's this. You have the power to rewrite your brain's future. It doesn't matter if you're 40, 60, or 80 years old. It is truly never too late to start making these powerful, positive changes.
This is grounded in peer-reviewed science. Researchers call it the science of hope.
We now know about neurogenesis, which is just a fancy sciencey word for saying your brain can actually grow new cells, even as an adult.
Research confirms exercise significantly boosts BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that acts like fertilizer for your brain.
And we're just scratching the surface of how a healthy gut leads to a healthy mind. And that brings us right here to this final, crucial idea. Your brain is not some machine that's just destined to get old and rusty and break down. No way. It is a living, breathing, dynamic organ that can respond and adapt and even heal itself based on the choices you make, day in and day out.
So the only real question left is, what's the first small step you're going to take today? Is it adding some blueberries to your oatmeal? Taking a 15-minute walk after lunch? Video is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Always seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider regarding any medical condition or treatment.